Oze is a national park and excellent hiking destination in the mountains about 150 kilometers north of Tokyo. Its most well-known features are the Ozegahara marshland and the Oze National Pond. A number of surrounding mountains are also included within the park. Oze is very popular during the blooming of skunk cabbages in the late spring and during the fall colors of early autumn, whereas in the winter it is covered in deep snow and is rarely visited. Oze has numerous trailheads through which visitors can enter the park. The trails are well maintained, and there are wide, elevated boardwalks that pass over the Ozegahara marshland and around Oze National Pond. Hiking from the Hatomakitoge trailhead past the marshland and pond to the Ashimizu trailhead can be done in 6 to 8 hours by decent hikers, and there are no overly difficult inclines. The park can be visited in a day trip from Tokyo, but to avoid an early start and a lot of traveling in one day, it is also possible to stay overnight. Within the park grounds there are a few mountain huts where travelers can stay for the evening. Accommodation can also be found just outside the park in the Takura area, from where buses depart to the southern trailheads. The Ozegahara marshland, located about 1,400 meters above sea level, is the most popular area of the park. It is about 6 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide, and has hundreds of small, distinct pools. When walking the length of the marshland, the two mountains Shibutsusen and Fukushima seem to hover over hikers at either end of the paths. The Hatomakitoge trailhead is only a 1-hour walk from the western end of the marshlands, and therefore the most popular among the trailheads. The most famous image of Oze is of the white skunk cabbages in bloom across the marshlands in late May and early June. The marshland also becomes very attractive in late July and early August when the yellow alpine lilies are in bloom, and during the autumn colors in late September and early October when the grasses of the marshland turn bright yellow and red. The second most famous feature is the Oze National Pond, which can be reached from the eastern end of the Ozegahara marshland in about an hour and a half along a trail through the woods. There is a 6-kilometer path that leads around the entire pond and pond and sometimes runs alongside the water and sometimes through the forest. Oze's famous flowers can also be found near Ozanuma in small marshlands near the pond. Until 2007, most of Oze National Park was part of the nearby Nikko National Park. When Oze received its own separate national park designation, a few nearby mountains were added to the park grounds. Although the vast majority of the park lies within the two prefectures of Gunma and Fukushima, there are small sections that extend into the neighboring prefectures of Niigata and Tochigi, so that Oze stretches across 4 different prefectures.